Remember this guy, RG3? He says he's not giving up on 2017. But has 2017 given up on that guy? And only 3 games left for the Redskins. Where have the football gods been? No luck for the team the entire season. All that and much more tonight on Toyota Sports Talk.
Live from News Channel 8, this is Toyota Sports Talk.
It's like the ball never bounces our way. You know, we never get the tips where we're right there. We never get, well, Bree got a nice one, but we seem to never be on the receiving end of those type of plays. We get a guy pulled down and it's, they got tripped up. Whereas we trip a guy up, flag, PI, 50-yard gain. It's very weird in that. But football is a weird game.
Yes, it is. I'm Robert Burton. We'll get to that in just a second. But what's the latest with your favorite quarterback, RG3? Can't really call him that because he's not on the team right now, but he feels he can still help someone out this year in the playoffs. This is Robert Griffin III.
You're looking at teams that are in playoff contention, that some teams have had some guys get banged up, and, Philly in particular, they lost their quarterback, and they might need to solidify that backup spot right now. I don't think I'm in a position to come in right away and start for a playoff team next week, just because you need to get in, get used to the guys, get used to the offense. But as far as coming in and providing some stability at the backup position so that if the starter does go down, I think I can definitely do that. I'm prepared. I've been throwing. I've been working out and keeping my mind sharp, watching the game and studying film. So from that standpoint, I think I can help.
That smile. Okay, now time for our questions of the night, starting with RG3. After hearing that, does he deserve another shot, or is he just done? And for the Redskins, are they really bad or just really unlucky? Call us, 703-387-1020. One of our favorites in the house tonight, WTOP and SiriusXM producer Chris Cheon in the building, stopped by here before he hits EDM over at Soundcheck. He had to come see us first, right?
Absolutely. Get my confidence up before I hit the dance floor tonight. Yes! That's how we do tonight, baby.
Yep. But he's not wearing the tie, though. He'll go home, change.
I don't know. It is.
You might.
I may.
Okay.
I like to stand out. Last time I was here, I told you I almost went with the extra unbutton.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So we'll see. Okay. I haven't decided quite yet.
The tie wouldn't be too bad. All right. So as far as RG3 goes, he thinks he could still help a team out in the playoffs, whether it be a practice squad position or, I don't know, because of course he's not going to start for anybody.
Sure.
But do you think RG3 could do any team some good in the postseason?
Well, I certainly think from an experience standpoint he could. The problem is with RG3 is he's going to attract the media attention. He's going to invite the number of different cameras and pundits, and that's what they're going to talk about, the Robert Griffin III signing. And you have a Nick Foles in Philadelphia who is accustomed to the system there, threw 27 touchdowns a couple of years ago and just 2 interceptions. Right. Now, Nate Sudfeld, we know him from his time here. He is, from what I've seen out of him, he's capable enough to back up. RG3 would be an upgrade, but you have to think about the other off-the-field issues that may come with Robert Griffin III. Listen, I loved this kid when he came in to D.C. and was chucking the ball around and was scrambling and winning the Rookie of the Year and on the commercials. And he was a breath of fresh air into this town. But the fact of the matter is that, and I don't want to call the guy damaged goods because he's still young.
Right.
And I love his style. You and I talk every time we're in here. We both like these scrambling quarterbacks, not these guys who get sacked in the pocket because they can't move. But it's just too late in the season. There's too many schemes that you've worked on. There's too much rapport that Nick Foles, even in practice, has developed with these wide receivers. Robert Griffin III doesn't know the tendencies of a guy like Nelson Aguilar. Where is he going on the field? Where is he running his routes? So I just think the distraction probably wouldn't be warranted this late in the year. I think Nick Foles will do the job well. Maybe not as I shouldn't say maybe. He won't do the job as well as Carson Wentz, but he should be able to take this very talented team behind a great offensive line and do some good work and probably win the NFC East.
And the big issue was, you talked about drama, this guy does attract media.
He does.
One reason was when Shanahan was here, there was this whole thing about the read option. Can he do it? He can't do it. He can't. It was that big situation. And by the way, we do have something of RG3 kind of clarifying that situation with Stephen A. Smith. Here's that right here.
The bottom line is, didn't win enough games in D.C. I wish I had more than 2.5 years. but the amount of picks that they gave, you would think I would get more than 2.5 years. But I didn't. So I've been able to swallow that pill, move forward, and try to better myself and continue to grow as a player, as a person, as a father.
Did you say to Mike Shanahan, I don't want to play this system. I want to be a pocket quarterback. I don't want to be running the football anymore. I don't want to be doing the read option. I don't want to be doing all that. Did you say that to him?
No, that's a misconception. What happened was at the end of the year, every single quarterback room meets with their coach. Offensive coordinator, head coach, if he's an offensive head coach. You meet with them, you talk about what you did the previous year, what you did well, what you didn't do, what you needed to improve on. We had that meeting. We had that meeting. Never once did I tell Mike Shanahan I didn't want to run the zone read. All those things that were said, that was false.
So, and I just asked Chris, after hearing that, how much of that do you actually believe? Of course, the players go into the office, they have conversations with their coach, but how much of it was really, hey, I might not be able to do this, or I'm not doing this at all?
I do believe him because at the end of the day, he was a young guy when he got here, 22, 23-year-old kid. Maybe you come in and I watched this guy at Baylor. He would chuck the football around. And even in his first year in D.C., he was able to hit his spots, run as well. But you're a young guy, and maybe you're a little bit too overconfidently. He's grown now, and if I were Robert Griffin III, I would say, if he did in fact say such things to Shanahan, I'd say, listen, yes, I said those things in the past. However, I have grown as a man, I've grown as a quarterback, and I am willing to do what it takes to get back into the NFL. If he's saying now, multiple years later, when it really doesn't matter and you have nothing to lose, yeah, and I do think, to answer the question on screen, RG3 does deserve another shot. I just don't think necessarily this year, but I think once camp breaks next year, we heard the reports today that the Ravens wanted to sign him, but he didn't think he was ready for a preseason game, which is kind of weird. Arizona, he thought it'd be too crowded. If Robert Griffin III is truly focused on being a quarterback in the NFL, he will go into camp next year. Nope. Just say, hey, I'm going to do what it takes, and I will be the fourth stringer if it means that I'm getting another opportunity in the NFL, because it'll pass you just like that, especially when you take hits like he does all the time. You're not going to have the longest career, and hopefully when he does come back, he is able to be more of a pocket passer because, man, at Baylor, I keep referencing it. My girlfriend I've told you about now visited her years ago. And I remember watching Robert Griffin, first game of the year at Baylor, chuck like 80 yards. He has the arm like Russell Wilson. He has the capability.
Wow, the memories at Baylor. Okay, let's go to the phone line. Sammy is in Bethesda. Sammy, what's up? You want to talk RG3?
How's it going, fellas?
Good.
I just wanted to, I like the show. You guys hit the nail. I feel like this guy needs to go back to being a good teammate, respect the coaches, and then at the end of the day, he made the wrong decision by going to the Browns. They're at the bottom of the barrel. He did not do anything there. If you can't get a job with the Browns, you cannot get a job in the NFL. I'm sorry to say that. There's no other guy. He came in his first year as a rookie. He came in as a number one guy. He did his thing. But he must have fired his PR specialist at the end of the season, because this guy, looking back at him now, he's not the same person. So that's all I got to say. He just has to go back to being a great teammate and respect the coaches, and he's a system guy. So if he goes into the right system, he'll succeed. But I don't know. I don't think Philly's the right fit for him.
All right, Sammy. Thank you so much for calling, by the way. Could RG3 be a starter? That's the question. That's something that I want to know. Could he eventually be a starter when it's all said and done? After this season, he's still working out. He's still watching the game. He's still watching film. We don't know. We're going to go to a break real quick. Coming up, more with Chris Cheon, WTOP. RG3, he's not giving up on 2017, but has 2017 given up on him? Plus, the Redskins, so unlucky this season. Are the Redskins just bad or just unlucky? 703-387-1020. We're back right after this. Toyota Sports Talk here with Chris Cheon, a.k.a. the EDM God. That's a joke. I'm joking. You could be tonight, though.
I'll roll with that.
You very well could be. Let's go straight to the phone lines. People want to talk about RG3. We'll start with Miles in D.C. Miles, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, this is Miles from Inside the MFL on WEAC Radio. I want to comment on RG3 and the Redskins. People always say RG3 is finished. Come on, football is one-on-one. One-on-one, you have to be a brain surgeon. Understand? You keep it simple and stupid. You bring the man in. The man still can play. Whether these different GMs want him or not, you have quarterbacks out there right now have no business being on a lot of NFL rosters. But do they want to say anything about it? I agree with y'all about the media. You know, media starts a lot of problems, unnecessary news. Secondly, the guy earlier said something about Cleveland. Cleveland Browns is a career killer, and everybody know that. If Cleveland drafted you, get done anyway. So, you know, people need to stop and get up off of that. My other comment with the Redskins are done. And what I mean by that, because you brought outside people in to run the organization, do not know anything about the Redskins, tradition or nothing, as opposed to getting someone that quarterback, that played in the Redskins system. That's what made Joe Gibbs so unique and smart. Look at who he had coaching his team. Former Washington Redskins player, Charlie Taylor, had the receivers. You had Joe Lavner had the defensive back. These people understand Redskins tradition. I think that's what the problem is. The coach that they had, the players don't respect him. You and I know that was a great Redskins team with RG3. That guy came in and got rid of everybody.
And Miles, thank you for calling. We got to cut you off. I know you can go like an hour on this, but we got to get to more calls. Dale is in West Virginia. Dale, what's up?
Yes. How you doing? Hey, I want to comment on the Redskins. What I hate about the Redskins is the coach.
Okay.
The coach is the one that makes a lot of bad calls on the game. I know we got a good. I know we can have a better team if coach would make some call some plays that was really, really, because like on those 3-and-1s and stuff like that, it happened a couple times.
Well, Dale,
that's what I didn't like about his calling.
Well, Dale, and thanks for calling, Dale, but the only thing is he was missing 21 players at one point. So it's kind of tough to call the plays that you want to call, to kind of get the guys in there that you want to get in there. It just doesn't gel as well as when you have your starters in there. At one point, all of those guys were missing. It's like, at that point, what do you do? All right, Dale, thanks for calling. Ricky is in Langley. Ricky.
Yes, fellas, if you could comment on this, please. I'm going to try to keep it short.
Yep.
Griffin is only advertising for playoff teams. If he's desperate to get on a team, get on any team. Why you just want playoff teams? Gibbs' era was great because he had the hull. Any quarterback or anybody would look good because of that front line. Our coaching now, I think, is our worst problem because for years since this coach has been on the team, they haven't worked the red zone yet. If you can't score 10 yards away from the end zone, how you going to score 100 yards?
Yeah, and Ricky,
it's not just injuries. Our problem is still coaching.
And Ricky, thanks for calling. And Chris, you brought this point up. He was talking about RG3 was talking about it's too crowded here. I don't want to play here. Do you think he needs to just buckle up and try to get on any team he can at the moment, no matter what position it is, just to have a job?
At the moment, I mean, sure. In reality, yeah, of course, if the team came calling to play the last 3 games, absolutely. But the problem is if there's a team that's not in the playoff hunt, it's because, A, they probably have a line. We talk about offensive line all the time, how important it is. And we see, even here in D.C., we have a decimated line here, and it's leading to losses. That's a big problem for the Redskins this year, and that's a problem with losing teams. So you put RG3 behind a line that is not strong and not cohesive, then guess what? He's going to suffer the same exact problem. So I think what's best for RG3 at this point, I certainly understand that people think, hey, if he really wants to play, he'd join anybody right now. But he's got to kind of, if I'm him, I'm staying, I'm working out, I'm studying film, I'm watching these good teams in the playoffs. What are they doing right? And then I'm getting my mind right all off season long. Married now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
child.
I mean, so.
These are things that help you grow and mature. So here we go. I mean, he has a whole offseason now to prepare, and he will have opportunities to show off his skills. 2 teams, I'm sure he'll get invited to some training camps. He can't be so selective. Maybe he thought middle of the year he was going to get a phone call. He didn't. So now you've kind of hit where you have nothing to lose. You better sign with somebody. And I think he will get an opportunity. People will remember those times in 2012, him beating the Ravens, going to the playoffs.
I bet they will. All right, 703-387-1020 here with Chris Cheon. Call us. Do you think the Redskins are just unlucky or are they just bad? RG3, does he deserve a shot? Call us. The number's at the bottom of your screen. We'll be right back.
Jay, you mentioned the struggles on first down. Is there anything else with the offense that you could diagnose that you'd like to see better that might jumpstart
second down and third down, struggling too. Red zone, short yardage, goal line. We just been struggling. I think not to make excuses, but we've had so many different line combinations. We're almost back to the OTAs, fundamental wise. With some of these guys and trying to teach certain aspects of the backs, the paths. And, you lose Byron Marshall, your third down back, which you have a lot of plays for on a second kickoff of the game. He doesn't even play any offensive snaps. It makes it hard because Majay's not a third down back. He's never been a third down back, and he's running stuff out of the backfield, and a very integral part of our offense was gone.
The struggle is real as the Redskins try to keep their head up. All right, here with Chris Cheon, WTOP, Sirius XM. You had a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer tie before that one, though, right?
Yep, and one of the meteorologists, WTOP, Lauren Ricketts, you can check out her weather reports here. She said that it would distract the viewers. So she said, let me know if you think that. At the Big Cheese Show is my Twitter handle. If I should have worn the Rudolph the Reindeer tie, they're watching from the Christmas party. Holiday party at WTOP tonight. So,
yes.
Yeah, I did, but I wanted to still keep it festive. And
it's festive, yes. So she told you to wear that one instead of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yep, I guess matched more with the jacket.
Got it. Okay. I love it. I love it. You look great, Chris. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Mike is in Waldorf. Mike, what's up?
The Redskins.
Yes.
Are they bad? Are they unlucky? Or are they cursed? It could be all the above. But to me, they have a culture of losing, and you have to do something dramatic to change that culture of losing. And to me, the easiest thing to change, Red Hawks? Sure, why not? Go Red Hawks.
Red Hawks. All right, so look, I don't want to get into the name change, Mike, but I do have a question. Do you think, you talk about a losing culture, who has the worst losing culture, the Cleveland Browns or the Redskins?
Well, it's more disheartening for the Redskins because how many times have they pulled defeat out of the jaws of victory?
Okay. Well, Mike, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. Go Red Hawks. All right, let's go.
That conversation is going to get brought up again here when they lose. It's no matter how you feel about it, when the team is losing, starts to turn to the name, and I would expect that to happen here.
Get ready for that. Get ready for it. All right, let's go to one of our favorite callers. One of my favorite callers, I should say. Mary from College Park. Hey, Mary.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm all right.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, good. So how you been doing, Mary?
I'm all right. I called out there, and I talked to them.
What they say?
What I had been hearing about Gruden, they said that he didn't care.
And this is Mary from College Park who has sources.
Right. Then I haven't, one guy I talked to out there said that Gruden is not doing any plays.
Well, look, Mary, I always love it when you call. Thank you so much for calling. Keep calling the building. And you know the number. Hope you're doing all right, okay? Yeah. All right, Mary. Let's go to Keith in Centerville. Keith, what's up?
Yeah, but good. Yeah, if RG3, if he doesn't play this year, do you think he'll be playing next year with some team? And Colin Kaepernick too. Do you think both those players will be playing next year with some NFL team? And another thing is, I think with the Redskins, I think it's a little bit of everything. It's all the above, like the other caller said.
Yeah. So and when you say all of the above, you mean unlucky, bad, cursed, all that stuff?
Yeah, unlucky, bad, curse, coaching, probably ownership too.
Right.
Yeah. And probably the coaching too. Hey, but I know you don't want to talk about the name change, but
really quick, Keith, really quick.
Yeah, I like that name, Red Hawks. Just let you know. I know you're in a hurry.
You know what? That's not, Keith. Thank you so much for calling. That's when you think about it, it's not a bad name. It's just the history behind the Redskins. I think that's what it is. All right, we're gonna go to break. Final thoughts from Chris when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk. Final thoughts from Chris Cheon. Now, the caller, Keith from Centerville, asked, do you see RG3 and Colin Kaepernick starting anywhere, getting a job anywhere next season? Starting with RG3, do you think this guy can start somewhere next season? Is it possible?
Sure, it's certainly possible. I don't think he's getting brought in anywhere to be a starter, but I think that a team would certainly take a chance on him. For depth, you're not going to get that much. I mean, you know, in June and July, like we were talking, when you need bodies in there during OTAs and whatnot, I think RG3 would be great for teaching some of these rookies how to play in the NFL and some of the learning curve that you'll have to experience.
Yeah. And as far as Colin Kaepernick goes, well, we just don't know.
I'll tell you what, he's been fresh for a whole year, not taking that hits all year.
So basically,
he could come in and really do some work.
He's got legs. Chris Cheon in the building tonight. Enjoy EDM. Nice tie. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk.